Are you looking for the best Sony soundbars? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best soundbars on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Sony HTA7000 with speakers plus bass module. The best Sony soundbar we've tested is the Sony HTA7000 with speakers plus bass module. This 7.1.2 setup gives you a versatile overall performance with everything from music to movies to TV shows, with many features on hand to make the most of its sound. As with most premium soundbars, there's a room correction feature to optimize the bar's audio reproduction based on the unique acoustics of your living space. It's called sound field optimization. With it on, the bar's sound is fairly balanced, meaning everything from dialogue in your favorite movies to instruments in your favorite music are clear and accurate in the mix. The sub brings the rumble and the bass, though you can always purchase it as a standalone bar if you prefer. This soundbar supports lots of common audio formats. You can enjoy 5.1 surround sound content like Dolby Digital, and the included rear speakers bring a clear and real feel to your audio, so sound effects seem like they're coming from the space around you. There's Dolby Atmos support, too, so you can take advantage of more immersive object-based formats commonly found on streaming services. That said, no soundbar is perfect. It's a good choice, but it doesn't have a lot of options to customize its sound. Given its balanced sound out of the box, you might have an issue, but if you love to control your bar's sound, you can check out more customizable setups like the Samsung HWQ990C or the Bose Smart Soundbar 900 with speakers plus bass module instead. At number 2. Sony HTG700. The Sony HTG700 is a more wallet-friendly option from Sony's 2020 lineup. This 3.1 soundbar has a simple design that makes it easy to plug into your TV for an improved sound. It clearly reproduces dialogue right out of the box, and voices and lead instruments are present and accurate in the mix. A few EQ presets and a dialogue enhancement mode are available to switch up its sound. However, compared to the Sony HTA5000, you won't find a room correction tool, so it sounds slightly different depending on your space. Still, this soundbar supports many common audio formats you're likely to come across on streaming platforms, like Dolby Digital and Dolby Atmos. It has to downmix them to play them, but Sony has designed the bar's built-in S-Force Pro virtual surround feature to give a more immersive sound. It can sound a little fake and forced, though, and it doesn't have the same cinematic feel as the top picks on our list. That said, it's still a fine choice if you want an upgrade over your TV speakers without all the extra bells and whistles. At number 3. Sony HTA5000. If you're looking for a more affordable alternative, consider the Sony HTA5000. It's a mid-range option released in 2021 as a more affordable alternative to the Sony HTA7000. Its soundstage isn't as wide as the HTA7000, so you don't quite get the same immersive feel, and it comes with one less HDMI port, but otherwise, the bars perform very similarly. You get the same sound enhancement features, including Sony's sound field optimization room correction feature. Like its premium cousin, it also supports Dolby Digital and Dolby Atmos content. A standalone soundbar like this is a great alternative if you have limited space in your setup. That said, if you use the soundbar independently, there are some trade-offs in the sound. First, you feel less rumble in the low bass, especially on bass-heavy soundtracks and action-centered scenes. Also, without rear satellites, you don't get the same lifelike feel with surround sound content. You can always purchase a separate sub and satellites from the manufacturer separately, too, meaning if you move to a larger space down the line, you can upgrade it for a more cinematic sound. At number 4. Sony HTS400. If you're shopping on a budget, check out the Sony HTS400. This entry-level 2.1 model is affordable for those who want a simple upgrade over their existing TV speakers. It's smaller and more compact than some of the more premium models on this list, too, so it doesn't take up a lot of space in your setup. Add on the subwoofer to enjoy the thump and rumble in the bass, especially with bass-heavy genres like EDM and hip-hop. The subwoofer level adjustment lets you control the amount of punch in the mix, too, so you have some control over the bar's sound. As a 2.1 setup, this bar is ideal for listening to stereo content, which includes most music and vocal-centric TV shows like sitcoms. The dialogue enhancement tool makes voices clearer in the mix, which is great for following along with your favorite shows. That said, compared to the Sony HT-G700, this soundbar doesn't support more immersive audio formats like Dolby Atmos. 5.1 surround sound is downmixed into stereo, which doesn't bring the most clear and real feel. Still, for the price, it does a solid job improving your TV's sound. At number 5. Sony HT-A9 with bass module. The acoustics of your living space impact how you perceive the sound of your setup, especially for those with larger, more open living spaces. Fortunately, some offerings are better suited to meet your needs, including the Sony HT-A9 with bass module. This 4.1.4 setup has a unique design that pushes the boundaries of our definition of the soundbar. It replaces the wide bar with a control box and 2 left and right stereo speakers, while its 2 satellites can be placed anywhere in your setup to stretch its sound around you. It gives you more flexibility than a traditional bar, as you can move each satellite to different locations based on your preferences. The bar's soundstage is wide and immersive, rivaling the performance of other top-of-the-line setups on the market. Compared to the Sony HT-A7000, it lacks a center channel, which does create some holes in the soundstage for more avid audiophiles. Still, sound stretches all around you as if you dropped your couch right into the middle of the action, which is a cool touch. For those with larger and more open living spaces, the wide soundstage, matched with the flexibility of the satellites, makes this bar a really good option.